Hello, guys, and welcome to day 2 of the Star Wars charity event. I am joined by my wonderful panel. Chris Doman, how are you with this fine movie?
Okay, so controversial opinion, guys. This is my all-time second favorite Star Wars movie, mostly because I have a incredibly deep connection to it. Which, depending on Jacob's personal choosing, I can relay that story either before we actually watch it, or I can do it after the film is done. Again, Jacob, I'll leave that to your call. Totally forgot to ask you before pre-production planning, guys. Professionalism. We are aces at it. But look, just like with Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Clone Wars, this movie is flawed. But there is so much more good in this film that I absolutely cannot let go of, and that I hold on to because, like I said, it got me through in an incredibly tough time. So, and here's the thing, Jacob, you and I love going 12 rounds on it, and I can't wait to do it again today in a respectful, awesome manner for a good cause.
Exactly. We are also joined by Manning Franks. How are you?
I am doing excellent, and all the time that Chris was talking, I was just like, testify, yes, amen, brother, amen, because I will also defend this movie.
You didn't say your line, and for this movie, you really should have.
Hello there. It's good to see you all. There. Okay, yeah. I like this movie a lot, too. It's one of my favorites of the Star Wars franchise, and yes, it is flawed. Getting that right out of the gate. I love it. But I'm ready here to defend it as well, too, because I think this is probably one of the, this is the best of the prequels, undeniably.
Matthew Kearns, how are you?
I'm doing great. I love this movie. It's very nostalgic for me. I remember going to see this film early. I was dressed up as Anakin Skywalker with a little lightsaber. I was very excited. Sadly, I will not be able to watch the movie with you guys. I'm just here right now to say, have fun. Don't bash this movie too much because, like Dolman said, there's a lot of good in this movie, and leave poor Kristen alone on this watch along, okay? Everyone, take care, live long, and prosper, all right?
Wrong franchise!
Speaking of which, hello, Miss Hungover. How are you this morning? How is your head, and how was your drinking game during Clone Wars? You didn't burn the place down, but fuck, you came close.
I have a lot of regrets. It's like 3 p.m. and I still feel like I just woke up. It's my favorite. I was up at 8 o'clock because we went, like, I pre-bought tickets to watch Thor at 10, and so we woke up early. We watched Thor, and now I'm dying. It's all the recipes for a great commentary.
This is going to be absolutely hilarious and amazing, and we're just going to watch Kristen just hate the world for the next 6 hours, and it's going to be amazing. All right, guys. Well, with that said, let us hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And here we have the last time that we will ever see the 20th Century Fox logo in front of a Star Wars film. Long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
There we go. I don't care what universe you're from. This always gets me excited. No matter,
Always.
what movie it is, be all the way to Force Awakens or even The Phantom Menace, just having this fanfare at the very beginning and the title crawl go up. And we'll find out in the next one, Rogue One, lack of a title crawl there is
how important it is to a successful Star Wars film, in my opinion. But,
it just hurts. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, okay. I wouldn't say it's important. I mean, look, Rogue One doesn't fall down because there isn't a title crawl.
Correct.
But it falls down because it doesn't give you that information that is required before the movie. Because hey, it's not. We're going to put it in a 3-paragraph title crawl. We're going to put it in a 300-page book that you had to buy beforehand.
Yeah.
But anyway, we will get to Rogue One in a bit. We will get to that movie in a bit.
But first up, Revenge of the Sith.
But first, we need to watch some dickhead become Vader.
Great start already, Jacob.
Hey, I will say this CGI battle scene, for the most part, still holds up very well. It still holds up very well. Well, apparently Jacob doesn't agree, but I think this still holds up really well. I watch this and I just get chills.
Grumpy Jacob, so
he's grumpy Jacob.
No, look. It's very pretty. It's lovely visuals. I don't care. Like, it's the same problem. I don't care going into this movie because it is just noise. That's all it is.
I'm sorry. There is depth to this. You see layers. You see detail. You see just all this chaos, but it's organized. It looks fantastic.
Sorry.
Well, this isn't supposed to have the same emotion Return of the Jedi space battle. This does not have the same emotional weight whatsoever, because this is more of just an opening, a setup of everything that's going to occur. And this is actually the first time when we actually get some really fun dialogue between Anakin and Obi-Wan in the films, and that's a big plus, because we didn't get that in Attack of the Clones.
Oh, hell no, we didn't. Oh, I see it. Oh, this is going to be easy. Wait, sorry, Manny. Why am I stealing all your lines?
It's okay. It's okay. He didn't say hello there. It's okay. That's my line. There. And Oddball. A nice little. Well, I guess Clone Wars was a throwback to Revenge of the Sith, but Oddball making another appearance here.
So that foils an attack position.
This is where the fun begins. Well said, Anakin. So true.
I think that was the first time he didn't smile creepily, and just because he was having fun in this entire series.
He was just a normal guy.
In that one scene.
Exactly. And that's the thing about Revenge of the Sith, is that for the first time, you finally see Anakin as just a normal dude with a good heart. Like here, right now, he is trying to actually abandon his mission for 2 seconds so we can go help the other pilots. Like that's noble. That's something you wouldn't have seen in Attack of the Clones, hell, any other of the prequel era stuff.
No, but look, let's like I said yesterday, that one thing that Lucas really took on board was, all right, I need to make Anakin a better character, which he does. I will give him that. In this movie, Anakin is slightly better. I just have real issues with
the turn.
And we'll
get to that.
We'll get to that. I'll explain why I still think it works in the context of everything of my experience with Star Wars. But I'll be the first to say it. In the context of the film and this trilogy alone, no, it doesn't work.
I like that bit. I do really love that bit they just did then with the
with the missiles. Yeah.
Spinning. Spinning. It's a good trick.
Yeah. No, not just because it's a cool visual, but because it is again reinforced. It's subtle. It's reinforcing. Anakin was the best starfighter in the galaxy, and it is again showing that. And there's things that Lucas does that is so great that it makes you question: is he actually doing them? Does he even realize that he's doing them sometimes? Just because they are so fantastic.
Oh, poor R4.
Yeah, that always made me sad at how he just R4 just kind of crapped out very easily. And I was like, oh, R4.
Yeah, what an ace.
Good job.
Who's got a timestamp?
Chris, it's on you. You got the actual version.
Apparently I do.
I got the digital version.
It'll be at 7 minutes and about 20 seconds. Get one or two.
Opinions on the buzz droids.
Stupid.
I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them.
I don't know how to feel about them all these years.
Buzz droids
What was that?
And 7 minutes. 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes.
You'd be a great auctioneer.
Hey, I'm the octopus today, okay?
I hate this bit.
What?
Because
Wait.
Okay, sorry, that's so stupid in a moment of, oh, have you noticed that the shields are still up? This thing that should have been really difficult to destroy. Like,
Yeah, but okay, Jimmy, we have to keep the scene moving. We keep it very fast.
I know. It's just
Oh, that's awesome.
We must go faster. Now, something that I've gone back and forth with is the use of the battle droids and how they've changed even from episode 2 and how they're much more, well, hey, joke this, joke that, joke this. Like, right here you have the, I'm still not sure because as a kid, I'm like, this is hilarious. This is fantastic. But the more I see it now, it's like, it's a bit much. Maybe they can like tone it down a bit. I like the idea that he was going for, but it feels... Why make this change in comparison to what they were from 1 and 2?
I completely get that, and to be honest, I wish the battle droids had stayed the same as they were in the Phantom Menace, just that same monotone, not really saying much. That would have worked a lot better.
Okay, so this is the most this is the worst character
overhyped.
in this movie. This is the worst character in this movie. He is just god awful in this movie. I am not even kidding. But let's not be so negative. Malcolm Lay asks if you could remake.
No. I want you to be honest. Like, please, come on, let's have a discussion.
No, okay, if you could remake the prequels, what changes would you make to this?
Oh,
I hate this. Oh.
Okay, yeah, no. The fact the battle droids didn't fire, that's kind of.
Yeah.
The change.
Malcolm Lay asks if you could remake the prequels, what changes would you make to the script movie? For me, I would remove Phantom Menace and start with Attack as the first movie and work on the Anakin and Obi relationship. I'm gonna rework this question. If you can change one thing about these movies to make them better, in your opinion, what would your one change be? I've got mine.
Go for it.
Make Obi-Wan the main character. That's it. If you make Obi-Wan the main character of this trilogy, and it's his trilogy, and Anakin's is the overarching of the entire saga, then it works. But
and thank you, Blade Media.
Yeah, but okay, he's not the only one to think of that.
Yeah,
I know. And I have real issues with how Belated Media did episode 3. I loved those 3 videos. I think they're really great. But how he does episode 3 just doesn't work to me.
I don't even remember how I did episode 3. I just remember like 1 specifically, and then probably a little bit of 2.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What?
When Belated Media did.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I loved his episode 1 video. I liked his episode 2 video. I hated his take on episode 3.
yeah, I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it worked as well as we could hope. Chris, can Mr. Anaconda Bike?
Yeah, Josh, I will get you another time code. We're about to hit 11 minutes and 15 seconds in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 11 minutes, 15 seconds. The Super Battle Droids just blew up. And I actually do love this scene.
I don't. It's goofy. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah, because it wasn't Goofy humor in the original trilogy? Or
not
Force
that
Awakens?
level, not that level of goofy, you know, slapstick humor. And that's what I don't like. I don't like the slapstick humor. Oh, did you lose me already? Oh, god damn it. No, I think we lost Chris.
Nope, it was Chris.
Yeah, we lost Chris.
Oh, man.
Just who's getting on his...
Good.
And for those asking, yes, I am drinking nut juice.
Hashtag nut juice.
Hashtag nut juice. Oh. It's good for the bones. Good for the bones and the digestive system, kids. I don't know what you guys.
Right.
I'm drinking water.
Smart. Smart.
So much water, guys. And ginger ale.
There we go. He's back.
Sponsor ginger ale.
Okay. Now, this is what my change would be. I adore Christopher Lee. I adore him. I love Dooku. Kind of. I either make him an overarching villain for all three, or make Maul the overarching villain for all three, instead of having it messes up the flow.
Yeah. Also, that being said,
but then again, I would have.
Does anyone remember the scene that they cut in this? That they recorded, but they cut it for the movie, and they've never released it as a deleted scene. It's right beforehand, Christopher, before they start fighting, Christopher Lee says,
just because there are two,
because they're two, you have the advantage.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, it's on the PS2 game.
Yeah, it's on the video game. Yep. I remember that one. Oh my god.
And the Xbox. It was also on Xbox. That's how I played it.
And it was originally supposed to be on PC, but it was canceled in early 2005, right before the film came out. Sadly,
that trailer for that game was so good. I got so hyped after seeing that. Although when the trailer came out and it just had Anakin fighting Dooku, I thought this would be like near the end of the movie. Like this is going to be like a big climactic thing for like who will be the apprentice of, Darth Sidious. But now it's like, oh, this is the opening. This is setting up Anakin's turn in this movie. I don't know if that's effective or not in the overall arcing narrative, but this is kind of, gutsy to just kind of kill off Dooku right now and not save him for the end, and instead have Grievous, which for better or for worse.
All right. And we're about to hit 14:30, and Duke is about to lose his head in about 5,
lose your head.
4, 3, 2. Yeah. D'Artagnan, don't lose your head. There's an unarmed prisoner. I should have done that. It's not the Jedi way.
He was too dangerous.
All right. 15 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 15 minutes. Oh, see, Anakin just got triggered because he heard the word sand. How so true, Anakin? Because you all died on the Death Star.
Mm-hmm. You would think Anakin would. Yeah, you would think Anakin would be kind of like, "Hey, whoa, hold on now. This is my master over here." You think that's a little bit fishy, like just letting him die.
Oh, Wilhelm, take a shot.
Thankfully, it's only like one in the movie, so.
I will agree with that. This is Ian McDermott's movie, which is good, which is a good and bad thing.
Well, it's like I said in the Phantom Menace watch along. Ian McDermott is the Tim Curry of the Star Wars franchise.
Oh, no. Sorry, I think it's absolutely fantastic that this is Ian McDermott's movie, and it is great that Ian McDermott is so good in this movie. But it should never have been the Emperor's movie, like in the first place. Like it shouldn't have been his movie.
He should have been one of the main players in the film.
But he shouldn't have been the standout. Ronnie asks about our Schmodown reaction. We will, when we can find the time to do.
Eventually,
before us to sit out and watch it not during a charity event. So please, no one. I know it's been 24 hours, but none of us have seen it yet. So please, no spoilers, if possible.
Nope.
So please,
if
no
possible,
spoilers.
Please don't. Now, when people say, I would also say that it's Ewan McGregor's movie as well too, because
And all of the Ewan McGregor's movies.
Yeah, but this one in particular, specifically, what we'll get to by the very end, that last act with Ian McGregor, I think, is some of the best acting in Star Wars in general, because he makes me care for something that I thought I wouldn't care about, just with his ability to emote. Well, makes me care about something I thought I wouldn't care about.
You see? No problem. Oh, wait.
Why does he not blow him up? Whatever. I'm just not gonna do those little things. I'm just gonna talk about the big issues.
I was about to say we can make it 100 rounds if we're going to include nitpicks.
Oh boy, hit me.
Welcome. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, Ronnie. I would like to see a Clone Trooper movie.
No.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh come on, Republic Commando. Think about that. That'd be amazing. Have you played Republic Commando?
No.
That's why.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's a simple story of just 4 troops in one squad who are great at what they do and they kick ass and they actually have their each own individual personality, and it was the blueprint for all the great Clones characters in the Clone Wars.
Okay, now Jacob, you mentioned Grievous is the worst character in this movie.
One of, yeah.
I want to disagree with you so bad, because when the first trailer came out and the first photos came out, I was like, this guy is the single coolest looking character in all of Star Wars since Darth Vader. That's how hyped I was for General Grievous. And as a kid, somehow I managed to convince myself he was the coolest character in the entire movie.
Josh brings up a good point. Okay, I will admit the CGI on Grievous still looks pretty good. And
yes,
this movie has not. Okay, I'm gonna say something. The CGI part, some of the CGI in this movie has not dated. There are issues I have with the overuse of CGI in this movie, but the use of it has not dated, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
No,
like
that makes total sense.
You could put the argument that this was the Star Wars movie that came out last week. And it doesn't look like it's a 2007 film. It looked and obviously a 2007 film.
Yeah. The fact that it wasn't even nominated for visual effects just kind of like
that's still bullshit in my opinion. That was
No,
such bullshit.
What was in 2017?
I'm not saying it had to win, but the fact it wasn't at least nominated when I will argue the effects in this film are way better than Attack of the Clones.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of a crime.
Yeah, but you got to remember we had started seeing in 2007. All right, what was?
It was Dead Man's Chest won that year, I think.
This came out
No.
in 2005, guys.
Oh wait, yeah. Why am I thinking 7? I don't know why I'm thinking 2007.
Because its competition would have been King Kong, which won.
King Kong.
No,
and
oh yeah, right, King Kong.
Narnia and War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds got and I'm sorry, the effects don't hold up as much as well on that film.
Yeah, War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds got the Spielberg vote. Narnia, I can understand because that movie was huge.
Yeah, and there are some good CGI in that one. I'm not sure how it holds up, but
we lost something.
Wait, still flying half ship.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta look at the glasses half full.
I love that idea of Obi-Wan just kind of like being, I
love
just
how
Mr.
snarky
Optimism
he becomes in. You see it a little bit in the last movie, but then in this movie, he's just like full bastard, like snarky bastard.
Oh but it's
so happy.
It's so charismatic. He just has like this charm and optimism whenever he does it. Just kind of, I can't hate you.
Yeah. It's perfect. Well, and it's funny because you don't see it a lot in the first movie, and then you can see it kind of grow in each movie, and I think that's like a little character trait that I think they handled well. Yeah. They don't do that for everyone very well, but at least for him, they do it well.
Yeah. I know that I wasn't here for Attack of the Clones, but we get that little glimpse of him being completely snarky when he just looks at Anakin. He's like, "We decided to come and rescue you." He pauses for a second and looks up. Good job. I don't know why. It still makes me laugh. That's the small little glimmer of Obi-Wan snark that we just get, and I love it.
So let's just put a tally of in this franchise. Then the 2 times that we have seen Anakin and Obi-Wan try and rescue someone, they've ended up captured both times.
Right.
Good at their job.
Now, and if I've said it once, I'll say it again. That was probably the most. That to me is still the most fun 24 minutes.
Millennium Falcon.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
There it is.
Millennium Falcon.
But this is one of the most fun intros of a Star Wars movie, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And notice the keyword being fun.
Yeah.
Again, to me, that was all just visual noise, and look, I'm not trying to be a dick when I say that it is like a Michael Bay movie, but that's when I say it's like a Michael Bay movie, I'm meaning that it is visual noise, and I don't give a shit about any of it. And unfortunately, that is like simply giving Ewan and Hayden Christensen the names Obi-Wan and Anakin does not elicit an emotional response for me. I actually have to care about these characters and who these interpretations of these characters are in this film, and I don't care.
And not even Ian McGregor
as Obi-Wan? We agree to disagree.
Yeah. Who invited Grumpy Jacob to this?
I think
he invited himself.
As I say, we opened the door too long, and he just walked right in because that's what he does.
He's like he just like came in and decided to set up shop in my movie that I actually like. How dare you? Like I will concede that it's hard to care for Hayden Christensen's Anakin because you've had 2 movies with Anakin that have been less than stellar.
Yeah.
And he does a better job in this movie, but it's still hard for you to connect to his character. I will fight you on the Ian McGregor. Like,
okay,
you are connected to his character.
I am connected. I believe the actor is doing a good performance. I don't care about the character. because it is not. It's not the
that's
Obi.
like some sort of like personal thing.
No, because it's not the Obi-Wan that I know in Episode 4. It's not. You cannot tell me anything about that version of the character that is unique to these films, and that's an issue I have with them. But anyway,
and no one can see them whatsoever. Not one person in that giant hall. It's literally only a pillar guarding them.
Whatever.
Didn't Bale like just walk away? Couldn't he have looked back?
Well, sure, but chances are he probably knew. Which, whatever.
Yeah, this was like the worst kept secret. in it was just like, oh, they're fucking. Yeah, we all knew that.
Now,
it's like, I just going to tell you. We know.
I love watching his face go through the expressions. Because right now it's in fear, and then he's about to be happy, and he's going through a little bit of anger. It's
good.
Like I said, like look, when
way better this time around.
Yeah, and when he actually has to act, he is great. It's just saying this dialogue and saying this script is,
and there I agree with you.
really, really hard. But
And now we're coming to my favorite part of this movie, which is the score. My God, the fact that John wasn't nominated, which granted would have been his third nomination that year for a film.
It's true.
Because he was nominated for Munich and shit, what was the other one he did?
I don't remember the other one.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
Yeah, Memoirs of a Geisha, that's right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Munich over Revenge of the Sith? Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Because again, I'm a little bit biased, but simultaneously I will honestly say that in terms of the diversity of the tracks that John Williams uses, it's too perfect, because yes, you have these very slow, quiet pieces, but he can also obviously do the super crazy, super bombastic, but he can also pull your heartstrings really hard, but he can also pump you up because, oh yeah, Anakin and Obi-Wan, come on, fight! Sorry. Like I said, this is my favorite score of all. This is my favorite. Well, actually, yeah, it is my favorite score of all time.
See, okay, this is another big issue that I have with how little setup they actually really did with Attack of the Clones and now this movie. What the hell is the war about?
All right.
No. In the movies, you cannot reference anything outside Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. They are it. They are the only two things you are allowed to reference.
Oh.
Okay.
You've done it now.
The war is simply a power. Is simply just to get the Jedi weakened.
Okay.
That's the only reason for it. It is Palpatine's. It is Palpatine's way of wiping out the Jedi, so that way he can bring back the Sith.
Okay.
And sure, it's not a great reason, but the lengths that people will go to accomplish something and to get something done, well, honestly, that's fine.
Fine. Palpatine's side I can understand. Why does General Grievous care? Why do the Separatist leaders care?
Well, because he's running both sides of the game, and he's tricking them into believing that they're fighting for the cause of not being governed by the by whatever the thing, right? Like the Republic. They don't want to be a part of the Republic. They want to be their own thing. And they don't want to be governed by it, which is why they're separatists. It's explained in the movies, Jacob.
But
okay. I love this scene right here.
But it is.
You can't say it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Okay. it doesn't make it doesn't make sense for who this General Grievous guy is and why all of a sudden he cares. And like just then, I noticed that when he said the end of the war is near. Well, what the fuck is General Grievous fighting for? Like, what is he? What like this is what I don't get is okay. Because in this movie, the separate...
Okay, hey. I'm going to cut you off because what is Admiral Ozzel fighting for? What is Admiral Piet fighting for? What are the Imperial officers fighting for?
Because, okay, what are they fighting for? They are fighting for the rebellion. We have learnt that the Empire are a tyrannical government.
No. I'm talking about the guys on the Imperial side. What are they fighting for?
Because they believe in the Empire. They are. That's why I'm not asking what are the Jedi and them fighting.
Where do you get that sense in the movies? Because nobody ever actually says that in the films.
They do.
No, they don't.
I hate the Empire. It's not that I care about the Empire. I hate it.
Sure. No. That's Luke. I'm talking about the Imperial officers, like the generals and the admirals. Because again, I'm being split off of what you're trying to say about Grievous and his motivation.
I know. So here's the thing. Okay, but the difference I'm trying to give. Okay, what this movie does, one thing I do think that is absolutely brilliant about these films, and because you don't notice that you're doing it, you are supporting the bad guys the entire time in the entire trilogy. You are supporting the bad guys because the Separatists are the rebellion.
Yeah.
And so,
but your support. Well, they are, but they aren't.
But do you understand where I am coming from and what I'm trying to say? We don't have that meaning of why does General Grievous care for this cause so much? Because this is okay. This isn't a no. This is the actual government, and this is just the life of the government. He's not just a soldier in the government's war. He is part of a rebellion, and it's why are they? What is the Separatists want, and why do these characters in particular, who are main characters, General Grievous is a main villain in this movie. Why does he care? That is an issue I have.
Well, okay, now to be fair, that's where we disagree. I never viewed Grievous as a main villain in this film because the main villain is Palpatine and Anakin. That I'll make the argument all day, every day. Okay. Grievous is purely the secondary villain. Grievous is the means to an end. Grievous is, strictly speaking, a MacGuffin.
He's just but then I hate turning characters into MacGuffins.
Hey, you know what? McMuffins are fantastic.
And that's how you defuse the situation there, guys.
Yes, sorry, guys. I'm sorry that your mother and I had to get in a fight. But
why do you guys have a fight? Are you getting a divorce?
Oh hell no! Come on now. Oh, sorry. No, yes, that's why the merger is happening.
So Chris and Jacob are getting a divorce, and then Chris and
Henry,
you're going over and getting married to Henry. Is he like new?
No,
is he new dad?
Here's the problem.
Is he the side piece? Or
with all the respect, I don't think Henry is worth the ring. So.
Okay, this just got real weird. Let's go back to the movie. I will fight
this thing
till the Darth Kal-El, I will fight you to the day I die about why Annie Hall deserved it over Star Wars.
Woof. Yeah, as will I even. Say what you will about the director and the star of that film, but Annie Hall is amazing.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Can't we agree on one thing?
Yeah. We love Ian McGregor.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we did. Okay. Oh, and we agreed on
the
score.
And that too. And I'm sure there's other stuff we agreed on too.
No, nothing.
Okay. All right.
No, nothing else. Okay.
I do want to. One thing that was always stuck in my head with this movie is when you're playing the game, the first mission is the opening mission, and that's all right, cool, yep, that's awesome. You go there. It cuts an hour, 10 minutes out of the movie because that is when the next time that something actually happens that they could put into a video game.
Yes.
And the problem is that hour and 10 minutes is not interesting. Because it's just
Chris, you have the floor after Jacob.
It's not terrible, but it's not as well written and as politically charged as it should have been. Like, because he does not do the politics as well without it actually being boring.
And now I shall counter.
Fight!
Here's the thing. This is never okay. At least in this film, one thing that George does incredibly well is he doesn't try to put too much of the bigger picture in here. It's all about this. It's all about Anakin here in this hour and 10 or whatever it is. He's trying to keep the story focused in one place. Anakin, and setting him up for failure, setting him up for falling to the dark side. And it's about Palpatine's plan with that. Because sure, Palpatine's plan is it does have a bigger picture to it, but what is his goal right now? His goal right now is to turn this young man into a powerful Sith Lord. That is his only objective. So, what would be a great way to start that off? Start him down that path. Well, first thing you do, give him a position of power, but you also make sure that it's set up in a way that the people who he's working with resent him for it. That's brilliant planning. I don't care where you're from. That is brilliant planning. So then, once you put that guy who's already kind of a bit stressed out because of the war, then you throw in the fact that he has to do double duty, spying on both sides. I'm sorry, I don't see how anybody can do that and keep their sanity intact. I honestly don't.
Again, the story there is amazing, and I executed.
The dialogue is atrocious.
It is not executed well at all. See, okay, I don't need that explained, and if they make a freaking movie explaining why Yoda has a good relationship with the Wookiees, I will be so pissed off. I do not want a Yoda movie.
No, I will agree.
I cannot think of anything more.
100% agree with you on that one. Don't want it. No, sir, I don't want it.
If they ever tell us exactly what his species is, I will. Okay, I'm about to say I will leave Star Wars. I'm not gonna leave Star Wars. That's never gonna happen. I will be upset. We will say that. I will be upset if they ever tell us the species because I don't want to know everything about Star Wars. I want some mystery to remain intact. I want the myth.
Kristen is still hungover as fuck.
She's just over there like.
I'm watching the movie.
Okay.
You guys are just being really loud.
I'm sorry.
Could you tone it down a little bit?
No.
Yes, we'll
because
tone it down just a little bit.
This is something I am very passionate about.
Can you guys speak in soothing tones, please?
All right, everybody, get ready to watch Revenge of the Sith.
Well, see now, Jacob, I just think that you need
Jeff Goldblum.
She said soothing, not Jeff Goldblum voices.
Oh no, Jeff Goldblum.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. No, for any woman, just do a Jeff Goldblum impression. Jeff Goldblum. Just do a Jeff Goldblum impression. Instantly, boom, they cream their pants.
And we can now explain why you're single.
That's inaccurate.
Fine, sorry.
Inaccurate.
Sorry. Every girl at my college, that was the case.
Fair enough.
No.
Maybe it was this special thing.
I don't think that's accurate.
Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, I'm sorry. Samuel Jackson is so miscast in this movie. Like, he is so miscast as Mace Windu.
He's
Get out of here. He's perfect.
Miswritten. Well, okay. So that comes down to what is more important to you, the actor or the character. And to me, the character is more important. And Samuel L. Jackson is not Mace Windu.
Again, it was supposed to be Tupac Shakur.
Yes. Again,
I think he's fine.
Just something. Okay, again, it's the problem with the dialogue I have, that he's just. It's terrible dialogue, and it's not Samuel L. Jackson dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're back to another Anakin Padme scene that I don't care for.
Yeah, this is like
we've had two great ones, and now had two not so great ones.
Got to balance, each other out. Anakin is the chosen one. He has to find balance.
Oh, Anakin, come on, bro.
Nope, Mace dies. Mace is dead, and if they bring him back, I'll be pissed.
Oh, yeah. As much as Samuel L. Jackson wants it, it's not going to happen.
Again, this comes back to something I really love about this movie and about what George does with this trilogy is set you up that you are about to follow. The villains of this movie are actually the characters you're going to follow in the next films. And I love that. And I would have, and if I could, and if you were going, and if you were able to redo them, I would have had that as a focus. I would have had that as a real focus point in, like, towards the end. I would have actually had.
Oh, there's George.
I would have actually had that at the end somewhere. There.
God, oh my God, this store.
Right. Calm down there. Calm down there.
Never. Hey, what's up, Jonathan Peck? Welcome back.
Any fun Revenge of the Sith fun facts you got for us?
Yeah, let us know all of your fun facts.
All of them.
This monster in this war.
Every single fun fact is now an enemy of the shit. We're not talking much because right now we're just kind of bathing inside this really well constructed scene. That's probably one of the best.
It's one of the best scenes in any Star Wars film, period. It's in my top 5.
Oh.
And you know why? Because it's lore. When George is talking about that lore.
I'm really nervous about how people are taking Chris's words as law. The Jeff Goldblum thing does not work.
Taking it as law? Who's taking it as law?
Please do not. Please, Paul. Please don't try it. There are going to be a very small percentage of women who find that good.
Boo.
Just saying.
Oh no, it's Frank Janish, ladies and gentlemen. Frank, how you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. We are watching the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Where you guys at?
The best scene in the movie. Don't tell him, guys.
I'm at home.
Can we drop Kristen on the call after that?
Palpatine. Darth Plagueis story?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally, we're about 30 seconds or so away from that.
Nice. All right, let me see if I can find it here.
The tail.
I'll tell you when we hit 45.
Okay.
So just meet us there. Good. And you, Anakin. Jedi. Similar in almost every way. And 45. Now.
Got it.
Cool.
All right.
Selfless.
That's good.
They don't
That's
care about
good.
The most important scenes in the entire saga.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Easily.
and I will 100% give this scene credit. He plays this absolutely to perfection. Like, this scene is damn near perfect. And in the implication and the broader implications and the broader storyline and the broader story scope of the turn of Anakin, this is so important. And I really, really love how well they handled this scene.
Yes. It's very simple. It's very simply shot. There's nothing like extra extravagant.
Yeah. Sorry, take that back. He just mentioned midichlorians. It's automatically out.
Now, sadly, actually, people have said that's like the instant turn off. I'm like, really? Come on.
They need to watch. Tell them to watch season 6 of the Yoda arc for the Clone Wars, and then that will hopefully expand.
Now, considering we're watching this scene, we would be remiss if we did not mention the theory.
Yeah.
I think it's possible, but I doubt it. That Snoke is Darth Plagueis. That Snoke is Darth Plagueis. I doubt that it's actually happening. Eventually, I believe that we will see who Darth Plagueis is. It is too good of a narrative thread to not pull on one day. Like, it's just too. Yeah. It's too good of a narrative thread to decide. No, we're not going to do that. But I don't believe it's Snoke. Chris?
Okay, so I was all for it when I was hearing back and forth about how Snoke's backstory was like, oh, he's been around since the time of the Empire. He saw the rise and fall of Palpatine. You know, it's like, okay, there's some evidence, but I was never 100% willing to jump on board with it. As soon as I saw The Force Awakens the first time, I was instantly like, yeah, please be Plagueis, please. But then it took 2 seconds to think about it, and I'm like, I actually don't see how it works. I don't see how it works if he is.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I like the fact that he's probably a completely brand new character.
I would have, just to make the canon align, and it would be a really fun thing if he was actually Plagueis. How that would connect, it would make sense. It wouldn't feel forced. Well, now maybe, but like the idea of it happening wouldn't feel forced. It'd feel natural. It would be a really, really cool Easter egg, really cool connection. Yeah, I don't think it's happening now. It's from what we've seen from the Aftermath trilogy, and we've seen just from various canon stuff. Snoke is definitely not Plagueis now.
Yeah,
I do like this theory that Snoke is from like beyond, the void, and that maybe even you could even have Thrawn all the way out there, and it's somehow Thrawn comes back into the actual saga films. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, the deep space, whatever. Yeah, so I like that kind of theory. I just want to get Thrawn in there somehow, but
now. I am okay. So, what will annoy me and what will really drive me mad in Last Jedi, and if they do it in Last Jedi, it's going to be a real sticking point for me that I'm going to walk out and go, that pissed me off. Is if the Snoke reveal of who Snoke is Plagueis, and it's a reveal. If they just come up like they did, okay. I thought what they did with the Han Solo reveal that Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son, I thought that was brilliantly handled because it wasn't treated like a reveal. It was just treated like a character moment. It was a reveal for the audience, but they didn't treat it like this, oh my God, you're hearing about this for the first time. No, it was just it's your father, like the one who just stole it's your father, and we're freaking out, but the character doesn't need to freak out. I will be annoyed if the reveal of Snoke is handled like a I am your father moment and not one of those type of moments. If that makes any sense to any of you, that I am totally impressed.
Exactly.
I got you. Yeah.
If they do Snoke's place like that, 100% cool with it. But if they do it as no, in another life, I will die.
I was. They're like,
oh
who?
Man.
You know, Darth Plagueis the Wise. Have you not heard the tale? It's an old Sith legend. And then we just get the entire thing again, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah. So
are you guys at the Obi-Wan Anakin scene where they just left?
Yeah, he just left.
Okay.
Yep. Last time there's friends.
Yep, last time. Last time as friends.
Oh, how sad.
I actually really like this scene.
Yeah.
It is sad. It is really sad.
Does it feel completely earned if we haven't seen
it's Commander Douchebag. Fuck you, Cody. Cody, you had one job. You had one job.
Order 66, yes, he did it very well.
Poor
well, no. His one job was to send me a clip of Christian Harloff going, eh! And he never did.
Oh, Cody. Okay, I thought you were talking about this Cody.
It was a joke.
Okay. I figured it was a joke.
We didn't get it.
It went over my head. My reflexes were not quick.
I noticed. So forgive me.
This didn't happen in Polis Massa. Or is this a possible future?
Always in motion, the future is.
Exactly.
So Anakin was totally just playing a Game Boy Advance.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't even have a Nintendo Switch. How lame.
You're living in the past.
Under a lot of stress.
A long time ago.
My apprentice left the order. I last saw her. She was trying to take over a planet with Darth Maul on it. Yeah, I'm under a lot of stress right now, bitch. What do you expect? Chuba? Who the hell is Chuba? If you guys mean Chewbacca, he's about...
Chuba?
No, Chuba.
Oh, it's Chuba. What?
I would... which I'm pretty sure that line is actually Ichuta.
No, it's Chuba. I'm sorry. I was trying to help him out. Okay?
Hey, Kristen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know I appreciate you. You're awesome. Oh, hey, look. We're about to meet a very famous Australian character actor by the name of Bruce Spence. Aren't we, Jacob?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's got no trivia for him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You don't know the famous Australian actor Bruce Spence?
Apparently, I didn't know
I think I'm dealing with an earthquake. Oh God! Sorry, a big steamroller just rode by my house, and my floor literally just was shaking for a second. I'm like, oh God!
Oh, I'm about to say, are you okay?
Are you sure, or do you need us to send someone over there?
But you got to remember, you got to remember, this was filmed in Sydney.
Oh yeah,
like that's why there's so many Australian actors in it, because it was filmed in Sydney. Yeah, this and Attack of the Clones, I think, are the only two, other than Clone Wars, are the only two Star Wars movies that were not what's it called? That were not filmed in Pinewood.
L Street.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
L Street Studios.
I'm happy the makeup got up. I'm happy the makeup here.
Jonathan Peck. Fun fact number 2. Apparently must have missed the first one. Sorry, John. Apparently, originally a young Han Solo was going to make an appearance in the film, living amongst the Wookiees at on Kashyyyk, which I have read this. Yes, I am aware of this, and it would have been awful. Now, luckily,
oh, God,
now, luckily, in old EU canon.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh, shut up!
Sit down, guys.
It's gonna be a long one.
At this time, Han Solo was simply living on Corellia, as a prince, which that was a little awkward, but whatever, it's fine. But yes, so putting him in the scene would have completely contradicted the books.
Can I just make that joke? That is literally the ending of Spaceballs. That
well, to be fair, that's why they did that. It was a reference to Spaceballs.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, because that's what you want.
No one said the EU was perfect. Or Legends, I guess.
Well, to be fair, it seems awkward, but it was handled well. That's what I'm saying. Because it was in the book, The Courtship of Princess Leia, which is finally the book where Han and Leia got hitched.
I remember that book. I don't think I finished it, but I remember it.
Yep, because they go through it in the third act.
The line from Grievous where he's like, "It's a volcanic planet. You'll be safe." Like, who says that? Like, who thinks like
Grievous says it apparently.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, this plant's made out of spiders. You'll be safe. Yeah.
I'm sure.
As I was saying, man, get ready for the line.
Drink. Right, no. So Josh apparently wants to kill us again.
What?
Added to my statement, drink every time Obi-Wan strokes his chin.
Oh gosh.
Wait. Hello there.
I'm not gonna be drinking for a while. I'm pretty much off of it for a little bit.
Yeah,
hello there.
We're done drinking for a bit.
Not today.
Manning, why didn't you say it?
He did.
I did.
He said it.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
You were too busy talking and saying how you're never touching alcohol.
I'll do it again just for you. Hello
Thank
there.
Aha. There you go.
Yes.
You get it twice.
So in this film, Chewie would have been roughly 172 because he's about 201, 202 in A New Hope, and then obviously by Force Awakens, he's only about 236. So he's still in the prime of his life, man. He's in human years, that's about 40.
So in the PS2 game, this fight was the thing that made me go, "Fuck it, I'm using cheats." It was basically because you got to remember the game was released. The game was released about a week before the movie came out.
Yeah,
and I was like, I want this story. Fuck that. I'm gonna keep just. So I just got cheats and I just played.
Yeah,
and then I went and I went back and actually played it.
I remember at the end of the game when Anakin and Obi-Wan confront each other. Padme is laying on the floor, but in the game, in the cutscene, they don't have her laying on the floor as to to not reveal the spoiler. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, and remember the game ends once you get the actual ending of the movie, it then has another level where you then play as Anakin. And
that's right.
Yeah,
and then at the end, it ends with. Him with the whole I have the high ground, jumping up, and Anakin actually gets behind him, stabs him, and then he kills Palpatine and says, "No, the galaxy is mine."
Yeah,
I remember that. I clearly remember that. I played that game way too much.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I will admit, awkward close up here in 3, 2, 1. Now.
No, I don't mind it.
It looks bad.
Wait, do you mean the Grievous one or the
Obi-Wan one?
Okay.
To me, it's way too like.
The Grievous one.
I was gonna say the Grievous one was amazing. I'm like, I think
I like the Grievous one, but when it goes back to Obi-Wan, it's like, okay, George, you're trying to be an anime for like 2 seconds. What the hell are you doing?
I think I'm like 2 seconds behind you, but oh well.
I'm behind as well. It's making the rest of this commentary like really weird.
Yeah, it's because there's differences in the versions, and
And also, I want to let everyone know this is my text tone when people text me, and my phone is on.
That.
Did anyone hear that?
No.
No.
Oh, Okay, I'm gonna try it. Turn it up higher. Hold on.
Watching a movie.
We're watching a movie.
Oh, sorry. What was that you said in the last movie about this weapon is your life?
I know.
Don't tell Anakin. He'll kill me.
Doesn't he say that? No.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
he says that in. I'm pretty.
He does say something to that effect.
He does. Yeah,
convinced
you're
of
right.
it, yeah.
Yeah, he does. All right. This is okay. This is what's on my phone when someone texts me.
Hello there.
Nice.
Yeah, mine's
So whenever someone texts me,
I like it.
Oh, this is okay. Okay, yep. Fun fact number 3 from Jonathan Peck for you guys. Gary Oldman had agreed to be the voice of General Grievous, but had pulled out of the film because it was being made using actors who are not part of the Screen Actors Guild, of which Gary Oldman is a member.
Oh, really?
ah,
But that's understandable because Lucas hates the guilds. Well, doesn't hate
Yeah,
them.
he's very much-
Has,
No,
he has-
he's bitter
Issues.
because they tried to destroy him after Empire.
because they gave him
Because he didn't use opening credits.
We will talk about that when we get to the movie, but because that movie changed cinema and they didn't like it.
This is another one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Ian just rocks it here.
he slays.
Yeah.
This is also one of the more upsetting
Yas,
scenes. just
queen.
because it's like, Anakin, just kill the dude. Be good.
He
Like, you
But
got
he just
him.
beguiled him with the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise,
I
the
know.
old Sith legend.
Yeah, but it's the Sith legend was something that he really
I know.
wanted. So, do you really just kill him if he can help you with your problem? Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, it's because again, as part of Palpatine's plan. I'm just saying it right now.
Okay.
Palpatine is the one who gave him the vision of Padme dying. Why? Because Anakin confided in him what happened with his mother and the bad dreams he was having, because that was natural.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine created the premonitions to thus set up Anakin to fail.
He's like a Blade Runner for dream.
That is a theory, yeah. The crossover we didn't know we needed.
Yeah,
Wrong
exactly.
franchise.
Well, I mean, in Blade Runner, there is an upright Millennium Falcon. So
That's true. So that means if Blade Runner and Star Wars are connected, that means Alien and Star Wars are connected.
holy
That
shit.
also means that E.T. and Blade Runner are connected.
That's right.
Oh my god!
And ultimately, that means these species.
Oh my god.
It's wow.
Mind
It's
blown.
the 6 degrees of Star Wars apparently.
Yeah. How do we? Yeah.
That look though.
I think Chris Clark would call that look
Really?
slightly seductive.
No kidding. Searching for a life. As an ordinary Jedi. A life of,
So good.
of conscience.
You can really hear the theater background in the way he presents his dialogue specifically. And it works because Palpatine's a very theatrical individual.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't really like that.
That's so
line.
menacing. You don't or do?
I don't. I would certainly like to. It's okay.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what else you put there,
He
but
doesn't sound that whiny on that line.
yeah,
I've heard worse.
it's true.
Sand does exist.
Aha. Hey, to be fair, sand is terrible.
It's coarse,
Coarse.
you know.
Coarse and
Rough.
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's irritating.
Power to save Padme.
Batman.
God, that creepy smile. Love it.
But he's so like convincing
He's so charming.
in the way. Yeah. And here's my favorite character, General Grievous. Every time I see him now when I'm older, I just cry a little on the inside.
Well, okay. Now Manning, I have to ask you this: did the 2003 Clone Wars micro series overhype him for you?
Okay, no, I saw the stills of Revenge of the Sith before I actually saw Grievous. I saw the stills of what he looked like in the movie, and then I went back and saw the micro series before I saw the movie, or I think it was Volume 1 at least. So I saw what he did in the last episode of the micro series. What was
episode
20 when he when he just slaughtered all those Jedi. That was like, oh, he's so cool. And then I loved his design. And then it's just like, it's disappointing. I don't know. I just don't know why I thought he was the coolest. I guess as a kid, you think he looks cool and makes him the best. So now it's just like, you know, a sad memory whenever I see him. Ugh.
I want to know what Grievous's like original form looked like. Do we know that?
Yeah.
He was a funny enough for all you Game of Thrones fans, he was a Khaleesi warrior.
Oh my! I just realized that they're the same. Wow! After all this time, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Wow.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, but we do kind of get what he looks like in the Clone Wars and Lair of Grievous. We get like an idea of what his species look like. But in canon, we don't really know for sure.
Underrated episode. I love it.
Yes. It's the best episode of Hostage Crisis is there too.
And Rookies.
Okay, it's one of the 3 best. It's one of the 3 best.
Yes.
So uncivilized.
And otherwise, yeah. Snarky Obi-Wan.
My favorite.
Now, I have a great question here. Why didn't Mace just take like 20 more Jedi with him just to be on the safe side?
Why not take Anakin?
Because it's underestimated.
Yeah.
He's like, we can take him. It's 4 Jedi Masters.
Yeah, but shouldn't you take the chosen one?
As he says, I sense great confusion.
Oh, actually, Josh, a.k.a. Mr. Anaconda, brings up a serious question for us. Even after the entire saga, not counting Force Awakens, do we still feel that Anakin was the chosen one? Because he does. And yes. Yes, yeah. I do think he is still the chosen one.
Ultimately, yes.
Well, I mean, I would say yes, because he, like, what would be the point of him not being the chosen one and having, like, some weird Jesus backstory where he was conceived by the Force?
That's true.
I think there's a little more manipulation than we realize, but go ahead, Manning.
Yeah. There is that overarching question of where did Anakin really come from? But yeah, I know there was a debate for a while whether it was like Luke or Anakin, but I've like come to the camp. Yeah, it's definitely Anakin, or it's the Skywalker lineage that brings balance to the Force in general. But since I don't know, I'm getting concerned with Rey, and hopefully it's not like reincarnated chosen one.
No,
stuff.
It's not.
Anakin, I would.
It's not.
I hope that is the case. I like the idea of Anakin being the chosen one, and if because he did bring balance to the Force. Years later, he definitely, even from an interpretive view, he brought balance to the Force. There were 2 Sith, there were 2 Jedi, but then again, if you also take it to the fact he destroyed the Sith, he also did destroy them. So it's like, in a weird way, he brought balance, I guess, both times from different points of view. But yeah, I'm in the Anakin is the chosen one camp, and this scene is phenomenal. It's so good. Not a single thing of dialogue.
No, but it says so much.
Yes.
And normally, I'm not a huge fan of the one single choir or the one single singer for a scene, but here it works so perfectly.
I mean, this soundtrack is so different from anything, that the saga's ever done. So, it's just it's my favorite of the prequels, and it might be somewhere in the top 3.
And here we go. Now, again, how everybody was saying, well, Anakin, 10 minutes ago, he was just saying he was going to turn over to Jedi Council. Okay, listen. Yes, he did. But lest we forget, he was 2 seconds away from killing Palpatine. So he's already, he is primed. What happens in the office now is just the spark that causes everything to happen.
Yeah, he has he's has a rush of adrenaline right now, considering all things that's happening in the past 30 minutes. Probably 30 minutes.
I mean, does anybody else have a problem with how quickly these Jedi Masters died?
Yes, that's always been a big problem of mine. How they just die, especially Kit Fisto.
Yeah.
Eth Koth and Stacey
he lasts the longest, doesn't he?
Yeah, Kit Fisto lasts the longest, but I don't know. It just it's lame. It's super lame. And how they just go out.
Mm-hmm. I would have loved to have seen Palpatine use actual dark side force powers, not just wielding a lightsaber in this to combat 4 Jedi. I think that would have been much more effective in terms of perhaps killing other Jedi, not just by a saber, but with force powers.
What I always thought was that I wish he used force powers in his actual combat. That he actually uses a lightsaber too, but he uses his force combat and then surprises them with a lightsaber, or he uses his lightsaber and then surprises them with his force lightning or force choking or something, just where there's either a nice combination.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Because Ian McDiarmid is not he's not
a swordsman, sadly.
No.
What are you talking about? He's doing all these flips and stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he has the little stabby motion.
Best stabby face ever.
He's got a cramp from fighting some. What it is? He's got cramps.
I mean,
Sadly, this is the worst fight in the movie. There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
And he's so good at fighting. He kills 3 other Jedi, but then he gets kicked in the face. I mean, although I do think he does it because he knows it.
Well, yeah, he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
My lord. I'm sure Mace Windu was giving him a run for his money, but I feel like in the end, Sidious would have won.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
I mean, if he brought out his Sith powers, I think he would have.
Will die.
I love that. Oh, now what about the theory that people are saying about this is actually his real face we're seeing, and it's not being scarred? What do we think about that?
He's being scarred.
I believe it.
You believe it? Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Because what that does is it keeps
actual face.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase this. What we actually see is a mask being revealed, but that's because he's a lot older than we actually think he is, because the dark side, sure, has been keeping him alive, but it's been corroding him internally, facially. And Jacob is
like he's like a golem with the dark side.
Like Gollum with the dark side.
Oh, hey, this is the part that Jacob we mentioned prior. One of the biggest problems is the turn. So get ready, Jacob. Whenever you're ready.
Again, primer, spark, the fire is now lit, and screw it.
He does something incredibly stupid. Why? What did I do that for?
And here's his Tim Curry face once again.
I love this. Is it over the top? Yes. Do I love it? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like that line though a lot.
Oh, I know. I just use sometimes I'll say unlimited power just randomly.
So I will get a lot of hate for what I'm about to say.
Oh, you're probably gonna be the majority opinion on the internet. So
that's Jacob. You're in the majority.
When in Batman vs Superman, when the Martha moment happened, I link that to this. a moment that should have been absolutely essential and emotional and connected with us, and instead I'm laughing. Actually, right now I'm just hurt because of how terrible it is, but it does not play. It just doesn't work, and it is that it's just not there. Sorry, it just does not work in this moment, and they don't sell it.
Okay, from a film perspective, in the context of these 3 films, if you only watch the 3 prequel films, this scene does not work. However, now I want you to understand from my perspective, because growing up, I watched the 2003 micro series, which delved way more into Anakin slowly falling to the dark side. I read Labyrinth of Evil, the prequel to this book. I read this. There was so much reading I did before this movie came out that, honestly, I was like, yeah, no, this makes perfect sense. However, for the people who didn't do that, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, what was I gonna say? I was about to say something. I just totally blanked on that because, yeah. I shouldn't have to do homework for a movie, and that's just my simple belief is I don't have to do homework for a movie. Yes,
I know, I get that, and like I said, I didn't. Well, I don't consider it homework. I just consider it more soaking in this world that I am way too obsessed with. So
okay, I consider it home. If for me to appreciate a movie more, then yeah, that's soaking in the world. For me to understand character motivation behind a moment in a movie, that's homework.
Now, what would have helped me, I'm not sure if you guys discussed this in my quick absence, but helped with me believing this progression a lot more, is if maybe there was more confliction in him in his actions. If he maybe, from a film perspective, if he maybe at least showed some remorse or was like hesitation and the atrocities that he committed.
Well, he does, just not enough.
So where
he does that one scene on Mustafar where he has the tear, but I want something when he kills the younglings. He looks like, oh, okay, I guess I better do it. I want something more, just a bit more.
Yeah, but I don't want an album.
I want more.
This is why I think they should have started the prequel off with him as a teenager, because you could have a whole middle movie dealing with his confliction. So by the time you get to this scene, already built up, so it's more powerful in the 3rd prequel. If you have
I'm kind of
movies to build up on it, and then this one is the payoff.
Yeah. See, I'm the weird one. I think I would have loved to have seen a movie with Anakin as Darth Vader, and the Empire twist of this series was Anakin turning to the dark side, and it comes at the end of episode 2. It just means you had to do the story a lot earlier in episode 1, and you start, and yeah, that I would have liked that, but
no, yeah. At least for me, like the quote unquote pacing of this to me is still perfect, where you have 2 films where he is fully good, with bits and elements of dark side in him, and then in the 3rd one, that's when the turn actually happens.
Yeah, but we don't get enough of, we just don't get enough. Again,
in execution, it wasn't done well, but I'm saying like this is the pattern that I personally prefer.
Fair enough. Okay. Malcolm Lay asks, oh, sorry. Hi, Chris Clark. I'm ripping into it enough for you, apparently. So we will hopefully see you back.
It's because Java's not in here.
We will hopefully see you back for A New Hope. Wow, that's bad green screen. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
This is where the effects don't hold up. It's that green screen.
There's a few moments that I've seen that and I've gone, oh, that's not good. Okay. We will hopefully see you back for A New Hope, Chris Clark. It will be great if you could join us for that. Malcolm Lay says, do you guys believe that Palpatine is actually Darth Sidious and he told the Anakin the story as if it was a different person to sway him to the dark side?
Plagueis, but okay. I've read this theory that Plagueis essentially is more of a spirit and not so much of a physical person, which no. I don't subscribe to it.
And this was the first battle. This is the first fight in Battlefront 2.
Megiddo,
yeah. Megiddo. Now, this music is so good.
This and is genuinely hurting me at the moment.
Yeah, and even have an emotional connection.
And this was the second level
with. Yeah, unless you don't have a much emotional connection with them, the music and the imagery used to still just to show the example of the massacre of the Jedi, it's really haunting because it's brutal in a way.
And
except when Plo Koon dies, I get really sad.
Plo Koon.
Going back to what Jacob had said earlier, if a movie with Anakin as Darth Vader, I mean, you could have done Order 66, him hunting down the Jedi. You know, this could have been a whole freaking movie. But they condensed it into like
12
minutes here. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
See, I would have preferred more of it actually in the temple action or something. All right, guys. Behind the scenes story. I loved Plo Koon so much, I actually wrote fan fiction about him surviving Order 66.
I need it.
But okay.
Oh, it never was published. But it's just like something I was like, I wanted him to live so much. If I can find it, I will.
I just really would have liked a story. Like, I would have loved if Attack of the Clones ended on this incredibly downer note of what the fuck are we gonna do now, and then you get the Anakin and Obi-Wan story, and it's an actual movie of build up to that fight, not just it's actually building up to the fight, not just that building up to a friendship being destroyed that we never really cared about. Had to get my shade in there somehow.
That's okay. This part.
So stupid. So stupid.
That's the Skywalker. What are we going to do?
Don't blame the kid.
No, over and kiss your ass.
Yeah, I will defend this movie for a lot of scenes. I can't defend. I understand why, but
yeah,
I know why they did it, because it showed his full turn to the dark side of itself to actually show he's willing to do the unspeakable.
Yeah, but Kylo Ren could have just killed a bunch of kids instead of killing Han Solo. So he could have just did that.
I love how we just missed the line, but I do love it. I do love C-3PO's line there of, well, the temple's burning. I'm sure he's all right. I'm sure about it.
Optimist.
Yeah, he speaks 6 million forms of communication. However, body language is not one of them.
Nope. And Jimmy Smits is very underrated in this episode. I love him.
Well, I mean, if they did cut out the rebel, like the alliance part.
Yeah, I love those. I love those.
I like that stuff. Yeah, a lot. So.
Isn't that Lucas's son?
Yeah.
I
think it's
Lucas,
Jet.
Yep.
Yeah.
He tried.
Yeah, he took out more clones than some of the other.
There's something to be said about being taken by surprise.
And you know what? Actually watching that scene with the temple and all that stuff, I can't help but think about Kanan Jarrus, or Caleb Doom, if you will. So just because, like, he's like one of my favorite characters they brought in since this whole turnover thing. So,
is there a reason they wanted to kill the Wookiees too? Because I feel like they didn't need to kill the Wookiees. It could have been like, oh,
I think it was just
no
more
reason.
It was just more of a Wookiees are loyal, and all of a sudden you turn around and start killing your own who you're fighting with. It's kind of this like, well, you're in my way.
Oh, Luminara was down there. I forget about that. She was down there, and they probably killed her. And then
there's the ET moment.
They're like, "What is this?"
ET. You go home.
I'll be right here.
I love how we actually got a little bit of Yoda's theme again, finally.
Yeah. So good. And here comes, is Captain Antilles, does he show up? Yeah, it's Captain Antilles.
No, boy.
I still miss Captain Pancake.
Right?
Captain who?
Don't worry.
Captain Pancake? You don't know about Captain Pancake?
I mean, yeah, I know who that is.
It's an old Sith legend.
Yeah, the Jedi wouldn't tell me about
a glorified escape pod. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They went, well, fuck, we can do it for cheap, so...
I'm gonna see everyone walking by. Thank you, Grievous. Good to see you again. Walking by. Hello there.
Emergency code 913.
Was C-3PO going in for a hug then? He just like had his arms up like he was going in for a hug.
Denied.
Oh. Now I wish I could go back. I would go back and just watch now.
I got a quick question. Do you think somehow in maybe Last Jedi or even Episode 9, you think Kylo Ren gets his hands on R2 and goes through like all his memory and learns even more about Anakin? Or is that just too weird?
No,
I think it's possible. I do think it's possible. I just don't see it happening because I think he would have. If it would need to be done in a way that would make a lot of sense because R2 ain't leaving Luke's side anytime soon.
Right.
Like that droid ain't going anywhere anytime soon, and it would need to be done in a certain way. What I'm going to be curious about is if they're going to give you R2 jetpacks.
Yeah, that's true.
Could you imagine if they do and he just didn't have them at all for the original trilogy, but he's got them in every other trilogy?
Well, I mean, he managed quite well, so
they were broken.
I mean, did he need them though? Did he need them?
No, he didn't really.
I'm trying to think of a scene.
I mean,
well, hang on. What's the scene?
The sail barge
in the swamp, maybe that might have helped.
Oh well, yeah.
And when he's in the desert, that might have helped too.
Yeah, it wasn't life or death.
It kind of was. We're in a swamp.
Okay, it kind of. For him, it would have been life or death. Although apparently he tastes terrible. So.
Now I'm just curious, considering that General Grievous' starship is not a bomber, did it bother anybody else that this was the bomber in Battlefront 2?
Yes, very much so. No. I always assumed it was a bomber until I found out it wasn't, and then it upset me. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
In continuity.
Now, anybody who says that it was idiotic of them to go back to the temple,
oh no, they had to. That's Jedi. Yeah. That makes complete sense. And that is completely within Obi-Wan's character, and I completely agree with that. That makes 100% sense. Absolutely makes 100% sense.
Percent sense. Sorry, it sounded funny. Leave me alone.
It's okay.
We didn't say anything, Kristen. It's okay.
Kristen's just like, I hate the world so much right now.
Oh my gosh.
So is this a two-way conversation with Masameda? Can he actually see Obi-Wan and Yoda right there? Because I've always thought about that.
That would be a
because it was just audio.
Screen.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, I'd be like,
What's up, Brian?
Who? Brian Fernandez?
Word it out, Manning. Word it out.
All right, now we're about to have
a
fucking awesome scene. Love this scene. He just walks in, goes Rogue One on everybody's ass.
Okay.
Why don't you want to like things?
I don't hate it. I don't absolutely despise it. I just don't.
Jacob, just give in to the inner fanboy. Let it consume you.
It is.
Let it flow.
Oh, okay.
This will be
ship.
Because all these motherfuckers are about to die, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Jacob's mantra the entire time is I don't hate it. It's like I don't hate it. That's what we can take away from this.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, you gotta prolong the H. I don't hate it. Yeah, you gotta prolong it.
Isn't the mission in this game basically just like absolutely just annihilate? It's like the easiest thing in the game.
Yeah.
No.
So much fun.
Oh no, that's right. No, yeah. No,
wait,
not this one.
Part?
No, the Mustafar one.
Yes, the Mustafar one is. That wasn't that hard.
Has two tricky parts.
But
for the most part, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've been so freaking long.
I actually played it about 4 years ago or so myself.
Actually, the one thing I loved about that was the fact because there hasn't been a real game like that where you can actually have a lightsaber fight, a multiplayer lightsaber fight.
Yes, the multiplayer was so much fun.
Yes, I did that a shit ton with my friends back in the day. We even did a mini tournament.
We do those.
We should do those. That would be a fun family game.
That would be fun.
No, dude.
My lightsaber.
Alright, watch. Does it bug anyone that Bale doesn't go to his Senate box and instead goes to the Naboo one? It's like Alderaan, dude. Who's watching that one?
You're on the wrong box, guy.
Yeah.
I will admit, I hate this line coming up. I absolutely hate it.
Oh, I love it.
It's so on the nose. It's so on the nose.
Yeah, but
again,
it's Star Wars.
Wait, what line?
Dialogue is always on the nose.
Padme's line.
This is how
Liberty dies.
This is how Liberty dies.
You don't like that?
No, it's so on the nose.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
I thought that was actually like probably the best line of the entire prequel.
Whoa.
Oh.
This scene is great. The way it cuts back and forth. The way it cuts back and forth with it's like the rise of an empire and then the fall.
That's a trailer
an old
shot.
regime.
I hate trailer shots being in movies. I mean, like, obvious, like, okay, when I say a trailer shot, I mean, like, a shot for a that is so clearly and obviously only in it for a trailer.
Was that in the teaser trailer?
Yeah, it was. It was everywhere.
Yeah,
that was the shot. That was the marketing shot of everything. Was
it's on the nose, yeah, but and this also, yeah, this scene, satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah, F this guy.
Sorry, man, you lost.
Yeah,
on
he's
that
like, yeah, I'm done. I knew what it was, but yeah, I did lose.
Sad.
I'm still upset about that. I'm stupid. I forget. Stupid, weak, and foolish. Like his father. Stupid.
I don't know how you. I mean, like, I knew that one. Come on, Manning.
I blanked. All I could come up was weak. I don't know why I couldn't think of foolish. Now I just have Adam Driver repeating that in my brain, and it's just annoying me now.
Okay.
You're weak and foolish.
Okay.
He's saying.
Like
I will admit, the reveal of Obi-Wan seeing that Anakin is this should have been done way better.
Yeah, this is.
Oh yeah.
And this is the one scene that, to me, I'm kind of like, Ewan McGregor does not sell this at all.
No, he does not.
Does not sell it.
I mean, and it's a great setup because you are visually seeing Anakin kill them. No one's saying, "Oh, I'm killing you. I'm killing you." It's like, no, you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's so.
And that, yeah, it's just it's not a good delivery. Although he's not acting against anybody. He's trying to react to something that's not there. And I feel like every time he's fantastic is when he's acting across from somebody. He excels in that. This one in particular was like, that hurts. Because it's a hologram that's not even there.
The problem with George Lucas is he writes himself into these corners, so he has to, like, pinpoint, like, his explanation so, like, on the point. If that even makes sense. I don't know if that just made sense there. But, like how else are they supposed to know that his name is Darth Vader? How else are they supposed to know that he's the one that killed the young lady? So, like, he has to so overtly show you characters so they know that he's Darth Vader. It's just... All right, I'm done.
Manning, you're a Dalek again.
Exterminate! I'll be right back.
Oh, wait, before you leave,
Again.
This happens every time. I want him to make some funny droid puns, and then he logs off.
Don't worry. Next time he does it, I'll make sure he gets at least one good HK line in before.
Perfect.
Killing younglings.
No, he couldn't.
He fucking did.
Yeah, this whole scene was bad. So bad.
Jesus. Oh,
I got.
You think, like, Ewan and Natalie, they're like before this, they're like, "Hey, you just want to mail this one in because this is just shitty dialogue. You want to mail this one in?
I don't know
okay.
how they can do it. Like, this is just terrible.
They did. They more or less did.
Is this better?
Slightly. Yeah, you're good. You're back to normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. For a sec. Wait. Hold on. Wait. What did you say?
Better? I mean, good? What did I say?
Okay. Chat. I can swear he said, "Is this Brett Ratner? Please."
Whoa!
Oh, you know what? Nope.
Not going there anymore.
Yeah, no.
Never
mentioning that. Not bringing that up. Nope.
Stop
I'm good.
dating our content.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah.
So did you guys talk about?
How
that's
awful
not what I said
is. How terrible the dialogue and acting is in this scene.
Yeah. Did you talk about when he covered his mouth? Okay, people say he laughed at that line. Is that true, or is that, like, I can't tell?
That is.
No, I don't think he laughed.
Okay. But now this is a phenomenal scene.
And again, this is because it is just Anakin. It's Hayden Christensen just acting, being like, all right, I'm going to at least attempt this, and it's no dialogue.
Would you put it past them to like digitally insert this tear? I mean, come on.
Yeah, true.
It's probably digitally inserted.
Wait, digitally inserted?
The tear. It's probably
the one single.
Like no one has that perfect tear like that. Come on.
I'm sure someone can do it out there.
Have you not seen Lord of the Rings? They are known for it.
Single tears.
The sexy cry.
All the
a completely digital scene right here.
Yeah.
Like, so unnecessary. They did it because they could. But they never thought to think if they should.
Okay, in this age, how is there not a censor? Hey, some creepy weirdo just climbed onto your spaceship.
Like the creepy weirdo censor? Yeah.
Like
you got a space hobo.
Should be
A space hobo.
A space hobo sent you.
Is there space customs? Because that's going to come up.
Space customs?
Space customs. Right next to the space shop. When they're going to get the space gas.
But why?
So
why
what about
that makes no sense. That right there is. So we needed to explain why there's no droid units in the new films.
Because once again, he wrote himself into a corner.
Yeah. Just have them all shut down. Let's completely get rid of this entire army that we have.
Let's get rid of this army that doesn't whine or bitch.
Yeah.
And
can shoot better than the other army.
Right. Yeah.
Although this is when they still had the clones. They thought they were going to need them. For some reason, they didn't want to use clones anymore. But also, if Palpatine still had an image to keep up, he must be this sympathetic. If people found out he was the one orchestrating it and the droids were actually fighting for them, then that might break the image that he had of this peaceful empire.
Yeah.
Although you could say maybe Palpatine struck a deal. He's this great unifier of the galaxy. Now they have the droid army.
He could find a way to.
But I don't think the people would appreciate it. And be like, we'll be trying to fight them all.
Well, he would just kill those people.
The first time I saw this movie, I thought that she wasn't wearing pants. And I was like, that's pretty risque for a pregnant woman.
All right, then.
No, I just like it.
This is what I come back to. Awesome.
This is the no pants watch along, guys.
No pants.
Wait, Brett Sheridan's here?
Wait, what? The no Sheridan pants? What? I don't know how you got arrived to that.
That's that's Brett Sheridan's rule. He never Skypes with pants on.
Yeah, never Skype with pants.
Oh.
And actually, like one time that was legit, and it was hilarious. It was awesome.
Also, never play GameCube with pants on as well. If you know what that's a reference to, you're amazing. If not, you should look it up.
Oh, I know. Well,
hell to the no. Josh asks, is this the best lightsaber in the saga right here? Hell no. Hell
the best lightsaber fight?
Hell no.
Yes.
Whoa. Absolutely.
I love this a lot.
Now, let me explain why. As I said during our coverage of Star Wars Celebration this year, it comes down to three things. One, the score. The score is beyond amazing. Two, the parallel of seeing Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda and Palpatine, seeing the back-to-back action. It's incredible. Three, It has, well, at least for me.
Oh, worst line. Sorry.
It has emotional intensity. I actually feel.
My heart.
and the choreography is awesome.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
No. Empire.
Yeah,
it's my number 2.
No, Empire has the stakes of a man going up to face the man who killed his mentor. It has, and then to find out, oh hey, it's actually your father. It's a character we care about, and it has one of the greatest reveals in cinematic history. Like, I'm sorry,
it does. However, again, you need
on a technical
from my perspective, because what is a Star Wars film? How do I compartmentalize it? Story and characters, aesthetic, score. The Empire fight does not have score. It has score for about 2 minutes of fight, and that's it. Whereas this fight, it has one of the best Star Wars pieces of all time, easily the most underrated Star Wars piece of all time. So I'm sorry, but
no, I do no. This is nowhere near. This to me isn't anywhere near Empire, Jedi, Force Awakens, or Duel of the Fates. Like I'm sorry, it is. Yeah.
I'm not that high on the Force Awakens one. I'm not that high on it.
I am because it was. We're back to it being just pure emotion again. This isn't emotion. This is choreographed piece of shit.
How the fuck do you not feel emotion?
I don't, because I don't care about these characters. That's why I don't care about this moment. They don't do a good enough. They do not do good enough to build up to this moment.
I also memorized this choreography.
Again,
this one too. Okay.
Share it with us.
Yeah, it's online already. I forgot to tell you guys.
Yeah, but I don't have the. I'm not gonna just like search like Frank lightsaber fights. I'm gonna find like a bunch of weird stuff.
No, you'll find it's the top result. It's got like 1.3 million views.
Like,
that's great.
I love this fight.
I love that bit. This to me is amazing because of just how much fun Ian McDiarmid is actually having, and that is what I like. Is just how much fun an actor has.
I also enjoy the actual battlefield that they fight. They fight in the Senate. You watching the Phantom Menace, you'd think, oh, we're just going to see this from meetings. You see this as a battlefield. That is amazing. That is something that's really cool, and probably to me is probably one of the coolest actual fight sequences, like location-wise, where they actually fought.
Okay,
because it's different. It's new.
It's your whatever.
He did. Remember, he opens his eyes and prepares for it. I guess he just didn't.
He just went. Oh, he had a shocked look on his face. All right,
okay, that's fair.
This to me, and I think this comes down to a fundamental problem I have with the prequels in their lightsaber fights. It's the spinning and the CG and the use of CGI and the over the top. That's not a lightsaber fight filled with emotion. It is way too choreographed. Whereas in everything in the originals, they're filled with emotion and they're not.
Sorry to cut you off, but you're telling me it would make no sense for this to be a very choreographed fight because this was a master and a student, and the master taught this student all these lightsaber forms, so they have to constantly be trying to one-up each other with different tricks just to be able to try.
Why are you like? Sorry, no. It looks stupid and CGI'd. Okay, sorry. It's a movie. Like it's what is actually looks good for the audience, and that doesn't look good. It is just too many tricks and going over the top, and I don't like that.
What's a better fight scene? This one between Anakin and Obi-Wan, or the one in Princess Bride? What's a better sword fight?
Wait, what? Wait. Okay.
Yeah, what's a better sword fight? What's a better sword fight?
Oh, okay. Well, the Princess Bride one, because they're actually having fun with it, like they're being funny with it, and that's more entertaining to me.
Well, I mean, Princess Bride.
But they're way too different to compare.
Yeah.
You are comparing an apple to.
Well, I'm trying to understand if you're more. I mean, because you're saying it's. doesn't matter what it's laser or iron. But what I'm saying, trying to get at is trying to understand if you're more because it's so technically sound, whereas Princess Bride was also pretty much very technically sound.
No, what I'm not trying to say. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be positive, and there are moments that I do get really excited about, and I do talk about that I love. But this is just something that I do not like. Like this to me, I do not like this movie. Like it is not a good movie for me, and it is not one that I can't trust me. Actually, no, Rogue One, I won't be too happy. But when we get to Empire, and when we get to tomorrow, I will be the most happiest person in the world. And tomorrow I will be so happy because there is Empire does not have a thing that I don't like about it. I'm actually trying to think if there is, and I don't think there is. I love everything about Empire.
What about A New Hope? That's perfection.
A New Hope's got some issues. A New Hope has has some issues. Rogue One has a lot of issues.
I will agree there.
But we're getting better. You know, we go from this to a slightly better one to a much better one.
Now, I will agree with Jacob in some parts. I feel like there are some moments where they go a little extra. They go a bit too much. And
like the rave?
We'll find out when they're like...
What annoys me is just how blatantly obvious the CGI is because they're trying to up the stakes, try and making it bigger and trying... Like, you don't need this. You just have them not go in every other little room of everything. Just have them fight. I don't. Yeah, that's what annoys me.
It's only the problem when they actually are traversing the terrain and they actually they're on that pipe. I don't care for that. When they're actually right next to each other and they're actually, I don't mind the flips and the big actions. It's when they start traversing the entire area is when I think the problem arises because it feels a bit extra. This is still like my third favorite because I love it, but I understand where you're coming from. I've seen a lot of people who don't appreciate it because of the over-choreographedness. I don't mind the over-choreographedness because it feels like a dance. And I see this as a way of people who are highly skilled using different forms to fight and trying to one-up the other person, as Chris was saying. But I see where you're coming from, Jacob. And it doesn't have the same amount as unchoreographed emotion as The Force Awakens had, but they're two different types of fighting, and that's how I see that as.
I think in The Last Jedi, you're going to see a lot more choreographed fight scene.
I'll be pissed.
No, you're not. You're not.
I think
you're
not. You're not. Just because of the fact we know Rey's been trained now, and Kylo Ren's actually trained. So I think you're going to see a much more choreographed fight between those two.
It's going to be more choreographed, but it's not going to be the same level as you see here in the prequels because Kylo Ren was hurt.
Yeah,
he couldn't do. Still, like she has no idea what she's doing with that lightsaber. She was using staff moves.
Between when Anakin and Obi-Wan they go onto that balcony, that little scene when they walk out onto there, I actually like the fight when it slows down a little bit, but not where it's so super fast in the beginning. I actually appreciate when it's a little bit slower and you see Anakin walking, got that little shot there. But so I hope maybe they just slow it down in Last Jedi.
Yeah, that's
right here.
That's one thing that I don't like that they made. That's one choice that I don't like that they made with these movies, and that's the choice of speeding them up. I get why they did it, but it looks too CGI. If you know, like, whereas if they actually just had them, I'm not saying have them fight as slow as in A New Hope, because that obviously you can't do that because it doesn't make sense. But have them fight slower, like don't use the CGI to speed them up and the constant cutting. Well,
I don't think there was CGI that sped up their fight.
No, it's not sped up. They're actually fighting this fact.
Okay, they were, but earlier you watched that fight. It is sped up, and there is CGI.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
If you watch behind the scenes, it's literally starts that fast.
Sorry, then the CGI is that bad. Then they didn't clean it up because it is that bad. Because it looks, especially with some of the flips and and all that stuff, it looks really bad in CGI.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the CGI and this being shot all digitally, is that it's not going to age very well.
No.
That's a big problem with these movies, especially as you know, your home television gets a lot better. Because before you watch this on DVD on your regular tube TV, yeah, you can get away with it. Now you're watching it on a 4K TV. You're gonna see every little nook and cranny.
I will be interested, because eventually Star Wars is going to go back to digital. I will be very interested to see how it looks once it decides to go back to digital. Because I think
is 9 being digital or no?
No, it's JJ. I think it was, but now that JJ's filming it, no way in hell. JJ is too much of a film student, like a student of film, of using film, for it to be shot on digital.
Also, don't like how Yoda rationalized.
I'm sorry that I got very passionate. I'm sorry I raised my voice. I didn't need to.
Oh, there was one thing I didn't bring up yesterday that I do think we should mention that I was going to bring up this morning and just totally forgot about it. Have any of you watched The Machete Order?
No, not yet.
Yes.
I need to, though.
I don't think so.
So I've done it once, and the biggest issue with The Machete Order, and it's a great way of getting all the reveals and everything, and yeah, cool, all right, that's a great and interesting way to watch it. The biggest problem with it is you go from the ending of Empire, which is one of, hands down, the greatest endings of a film ever, with one of the greatest reveals, with one of the greatest cliffhangers, and then you are stuck with Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith for 2 films.
Yeah.
And it's so tonally different, so just to get yourself in that headspace, it just doesn't work. Whereas in here, you're actually building, he shot and made these films to be made in the order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The problem was he then went, when he made 2 and 3, he went, fuck it, I'm spoiling the reveal. And it's it makes no sense.
Again,
for Machete Order, I cut out Attack of the
I'm
Clones.
just listening to this fucking amazing song. Sorry.
For Machete Order, I stopped watching Attack of the Clones. I just go right from Empire to Revenge, and then back to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So it works a little better that way for me.
True.
Bad line.
Yeah.
I would have preferred. Well, because you're not going to get the iconic dialogue from the original trilogy, but just the dialogue they try to insert in some of these is just god awful.
Yes, and I recall a time when you certainly didn't, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Jacob's about to go full shit rats here.
No.
Okay, now's the time where I'm probably gonna start crying.
You also think with his new power, he's gonna jump farther up the hill. Just jump farther up the hill.
It was his own hubris that brought himself down. He underestimated his own power. He overestimated his power. Yeah, and this to me is Gideon's finest part in the entire series.
You ever see?
I just don't like his line. I just do not like I don't like this bit at all.
Which line?
Which one?
Yeah, I love you.
No,
You're my brother.
I hate you.
It's so bad. That's so bad.
It's just a bad delivery. It's a bad delivery.
It's such a bad delivery.
Oh, how would you deliver it? He's burning alive.
Okay,
he's missing 3 fucking limbs. Are you?
He's like, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you guys.
Hey man, I really hate you.
It's a bad line. It's a bad line. It's It shouldn't have been there.
Okay, you can say it's a bad line, but I thought he executed it to the best.
No,
to the best of his ability. Okay, to the best of his ability, fine. But it's a bad line, and it should I forgot how tough this movie was. I really did. I forgot just how tough this movie was.
That sad moment when I will take. Oh God!
Then this is when R2 defects. This is when R2D2 defects.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's like, I'm going with Obi-Wan now. So.
This was when this was when Obi-Wan started to own R2, but he had no idea.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember getting a pink slip for R2.
He'll be walking with. Well, he'll need a mechanical breathing suit to survive, but he'll be right.
Hashtag judging you so hard right now.
I know.
Hashtag I hate you. I know.
You made me ruin my hair, Jacob. How dare you?
He spent a lot of time on that.
Okay, how is it that the one limb that didn't get cut off was the one that had already been cut off?
Just luck.
Yeah.
Because we need to make him more machine than man by the time we get to A New Hope. That's why.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh did bring up a good point, which was which is why the cinematography is vastly different. From the prequels to the originals, and I did try and kind of mention that.
Oh, that's a good point, though.
Yeah, David Tattersall did an incredible job, I feel, with the cinematography of these films.
Anyway.
Wow, grumpy Jacob.
No, I will also agree with Jacob. I don't think so, because they relied too much on the fact that it's a digital world and they could do whatever they wanted.
Yeah. And it was like that. It's too digital, and the technology just wasn't there yet. People saw, yeah. This isn't Avatar. Like, this isn't Avatar, and even Avatar itself. You watch Avatar now; it's dated. It's starting to date.
Isn't this a throwback to 2001 Odyssey? This base.
Polis Massa? Maybe.
Because on the moon in 2001 Space Odyssey, it's kind of very similar.
So, do we ever know what Polis Massa actually is? Is it like, does Bale own it, or is it a province?
It's a random it's a random station.
Hospital. I wanted to know because it seems really intriguing. How this hospital?
Anakin's only mostly dead.
He's not dead. He's not dead yet. I'm not dead. No, he's totally dead. Totally going to die.
Polis Massa was a fun Battlefront 2 map. It was, Josh.
So now, like, if all his limbs are mechanical, that reduces his blood in his body, which reduces the amount of midi-chlorians he can have in his body. So wouldn't his powers diminish?
In a way, yeah.
Right?
Oh.
I've heard that argument.
Yes.
Well, Jacob hasn't.
Chris is just fuming right now.
I mean, I never thought about it until right now.
All right, I have about half a pack of cigarettes, and I'm going to need one. Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Oh,
I've driven Chris to smoking again. This isn't good.
But
you want to know something? You know what? Screw it. I'm feeling fucking generous for once. So, guys, if we actually hit the $1,000 goal, I'm gonna do a live Facebook stream of my last cigarette ever. Actually, I should probably do that anyway. But and I want you guys to hold me accountable for it. Exactly, it's incentive. Help me get healthy.
help help us to help you. Now, this cutting in between, I think, is a brilliant idea.
It's
between.
Yeah.
It's like birth
Absolutely.
and rebirth, death and resurrection.
That's birth and death, yeah. Or death and death.
Okay, which,
death
by
and
the way,
resurrection.
which by the way, I want to make something perfectly clear right now. I 100% subscribe to the theory that the droid says lots of will to live just because he can't explain that the fact that Sidious is literally pulling her life force out of her.
I'll use that.
Which in a way,
I didn't think she died of a broken heart. But all right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think George Lucas thinks she died of a broken heart.
Oh boy.
Paying attention to him. Paying attention to him. This is okay, everyone. This scene, when it actually is inserted on his helmet, and then you have the breathing for the first time.
Yeah.
So
okay, I will admit the biggest issue and another issue that I did have, the entire marketing campaign being revolved around this one moment, and it's kind of just like a, oh, by the way, it's only a 10-second scene.
Right.
That's a cool 10-second scene.
Yeah,
it's a very cool 10-second scene.
It's an amazing
music to go along with it.
So, Malcolm, what do you mean? What is the balance at the moment?
Oh, how much money?
Like how is the balance of the force?
Right, we're doing a charity event. I'm really bad at this.
What is the balance of the force, Jacob?
Guys, all right, we are at $310 of $1,000 goal. So if you guys are willing and able to donate, please donate below. We are going to watch Darth Vader be absolutely ruined in 30 seconds.
Oh, not ruined. Not great, but it's not ruined.
Look, okay. Imagine watching. Sorry. Okay, can I just say?
Even I am saying it kind of ruins the moment.
Can I just say?
It does ruin the moment.
You are watching Star Wars in this order for the first time. The first two appearances of Vader is this movie and Rogue One. Vader is ruined.
If you're putting it like that, then yes, because
his first appearance here is "Where's Padme?" and his second appearance in Rogue One is "You will not choke on your ambitions."
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Whatever.
Get it right if you're going to complain about it.
See, now, literally, no, this is a perfect scene.
Yes.
No.
That's all you have to do.
Being like,
that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
Silent, but he needs to be silent. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is,
and Palpatine's like, oh fuck.
It's very over the top.
If he instead right then got out a lightsaber and started just whacking at something, okay, cool. Your color red.
Darth Vader with a blue lightsaber. That'd been fucking weird.
That would have
been awesome. Or he gets it out. Or he gets it out and you see it go from blue to red. That would have been cool.
Well, actually, he doesn't have
bleeding of the crystal.
Obi-Wan took it. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Would make no sense.
Palpatine.
He doesn't have it.
He takes Palpatine's lightsaber.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. Part 1 of Obi-Wan is an asshole right here.
Wait, right here?
Wait, what?
Because he should have been like,
I'll take the child and watch over
That's a bad idea.
Separating him?
No, sending Luke to Tatooine and not telling him at all what the fuck is going on, that he has a sister or that his dad is like the most evil dude in the universe.
Well,
that is an Obi-Wan fuck up. And again, I'll get into that when we get to Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Oh, wait then. Because I see it as just like... Go ahead, Jacob.
What I like about this moment, it's a cool moment of, okay, we're going to explain how you're able to come back in the next two films, but they just the protocol droid.
That's because George Lucas
Vail actually used R2 to spy on the Empire while he was trying to form the rebellion. So he needed at least one of them to be constantly functioning with full memory intact.
And the one that doesn't talk.
It helps. Oh, there's Padme's family, who we saw in a great deleted scene from Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But of course, they.
I do like the fact that they have the proportionate on her hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really nice touch.
Yeah, that's actually really, really sad. Like, damn.
That hurts.
And the fact that they still made her look pregnant.
Well, because they wanted people to assume that she died before she gave birth.
Right.
Because, like I said, world's worst kept secret was Anakin's the father.
Like that's a digital Darth Vader. Why is it a digital Darth Vader walking?
Because
for fun.
Exactly. When he's walking down the pathway, it's a digital Darth Vader.
I love it. This shot here caused Lucasfilm and Disney so many freaking issues because they wanted to like with Rogue One, because all of a sudden they had to explain why it took 19 years to build the freaking thing.
Well,
fair.
To be fair, they were also trying to build the second one simultaneously when this one was starting to wrap up. So,
but that's what the only shots of Alderaan is. It makes like that if that shot's not in, I can guarantee you, if that shot is not in Revenge of the Sith, if that shot isn't there, the Death Star takes 2 years to build. Like that's the canon. The Death Star only takes 2 years to build.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it took them 4 years to get to where they got to with the second Death Star.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say, though.
I'm just trying to say. And that is editor Roger Barton's daughter, who actually doubled as both Luke and Leia.
And this
adorable.
Little guy's the one that farted in front of Jar Jar.
And they actually shot this while they were shooting Attack of the Clones, funny enough. Because, obviously, since they had them there.
The same side and all that.
Had them there, yeah. It's one of those.
Thank you.
It's one of those. Now, I know this is like the most obvious ending that we could possibly go with for this movie, but you cannot tell anyone. For 4 years.
It's a great ending because it is.
I will completely give this movie that this is a great way to end it. It is playing twin sons with baby Luke. It's perfect.
What I want to know is, did they know Obi-Wan was coming and bringing a baby? He's like, hey,
okay.
Here is a child.
Yes, there were. Yes. Okay, listen. Yes, there were communications after the separation where Obi-Wan talked to them a couple times just to get the approval of it. So
I am certain that there was, but it's just funny.
Like he just shows up like, what the hell is this? Oh,
it's like all the Family Guy Blue Harvest jokes. They're pretty much explained somewhere, but they're jokes. All right. Well, guys, that was part 1 of 3 for our second day of the Star Wars charity event. We are raising money, which I should have been doing more in this thing because I'm apparently not doing my job. We are raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. In the link below, there is a link for you to donate now if you are able to and can afford. Please donate what you can. But that was Revenge of the Sith. Clearly, I love that movie. Great, Janish. How did you go with that?
Say it again.
So, what are your thoughts on Revenge of the Sith?
I like Revenge of the Sith second best or close to first best of the prequels. It's between The Phantom Menace and this one. I can't really decide. There's just such a missed opportunity with this movie to do a lot for the legacy of Darth Vader, which they didn't even touch upon. So that's a little disappointing. But I'm just I got nothing else. I just wish it was a little bit more than what it was, what it could have been, and that's all I can say.
Manning.
Even with its flaws and its faults, it's still a movie that I love to go back to and just watch. It's one of prequel. It's probably the only prequel that I use to on a regular basis and just watch because I just adore it so much. And yeah, it has flaws. Grievous is a horribly misused character. There is some dialogue that's atrocious, and there are some missed opportunities there too. But if you listen right now, you have an amazing soundtrack. You have a great performance by Ian McGregor. You have some emotional payoffs if you can feel for some of the characters there. And there are some great little moments with some of the supporting cast, and I just love this film so much, even with its flaws. And right now, just to let everyone know, this right now, it's called A New Hope in credits scene for the soundtrack. It is my favorite because it has everything. It's cheating, but it's my favorite soundtrack in the entire Star Wars.
Kristen, did this movie cure your hangover?
No, but that's okay.
Oh, I don't think many.
No, I think everyone has one prequel movie that they, even though they know it's not good and they know there were problems, they still really love it anyway. And that's this one for me. So I just enjoy this movie. It's fun. I mean, I know there's problems with it. I know there's a lot of problems with it. But at the same time, I don't care. Like, this is an enjoyable movie. And so, yeah, I like it.
The prequel movie that I acknowledge that there are problems with, but is still good. That I can, okay, yeah. Look, it's doable, it's passable, and that's Rogue One. Because, wow, I've always, because I haven't watched Revenge of the Sith in forever, and wow, that was tough. I did not realize just how tough that one was. Like, to me, out of the three, I'm starting to think Phantom Menace might actually be the one that I can sit through the most. Wow, yeah, that was tough. But, Chris, before you murder me, yeah, that was tough. Chris, what were your thoughts?
So, yes, as I already said, this is my second favorite Star Wars movie of all time, which I know is a very bold claim, but in a strange way, this movie helped get me out of a very dark place, because, you know, as I mentioned a few months ago on the Take 3 Live show, most of you guys already knew I was planning on saying something about this, but the year 2005 was the single worst year of my life. And that's because it was the year because there's a reason we were doing this charity for suicide prevention, because that was the year I attempted suicide. And what's, it's a very telling thing when a movie, 2.5 hours of celluloid cobbled together and put to a screen, is the only thing that's really keeping you going. So, yes, I understand this movie has a shit ton of problems, but and I will always acknowledge them. But here's the thing, guys. You'll never get me to change my mind about this one. Even when Jacob and I go 20 plus rounds and it seems like mom and dad are about to get a divorce,
whole reason for the new channel, guys.
Yes, that's exactly why. But no, like, it just, this movie holds such a special place for me. And as long as I'm alive and as long as this movie exists, I will continue to love it, despite its flaws. Even though, sure, I could write a better version of this film than what we got. But I just don't care, because this movie, to me, is still beautiful. The score is my favorite score of all time. And I think it's John Williams' most underappreciated score ever. Also cobble in with one of the most intricate stories that I've ever like seen put to screen. Again, sure, executed correctly. To some people's opinions, probably not. And to an extent, I totally get it. Don't care. So thank you guys for putting up with my passion and my absolute fangasm of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Thank you for that, Chris. All right, let's go out on a high note because, yeah, that was that was very important. All right, guys, we will be back at 6 p.m. EST. Who's not got headphones on? I've got feedback. I'm gonna mute. There we go. I've got feedback. Sorry.
We're very professional.
I just had a serious speech, and this is what happens. Come on,
I know. Very, very serious speech. Okay. I'm so tired. It's fucking 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday. All right, guys. Well, we will see you back at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will be back in half an hour for our screening of the newest Star Wars movie, Rogue One. It's gonna be good. All right, we will see you back here. Thank you. The link will be in the Facebook chat. Until then, guys, I'm Jacob London. Take care.